We're now ready to begin our post-game press conference. We're joined by Kadar Waller, Mike Price Jr., and Jaden Alexander. We'll open up the floor for questions.
Kadar, when you have games like this where, every win's a step forward and every loss is a step back in this league, tight losses like this, is this getting old?
Yeah, we just the key focus is just executing. So we get in close games, especially at home. We just got to pull it out and execute and find a way to finish and win.
Yeah. I mean, you guys fought to the bitter end, got close, but you dug a hole in the first half. What would you say about the flow of the game? And really, you were chasing all night long.
Got off to a slow start. I had a couple careless turnovers, and we weren't making shots, and then they were making shots. We weren't executing the game plan. So just getting off to a slow start, which we can't do, because you can't win games getting off to a slow start, especially against good teams.
Yeah. Mike, give it to you.
Just your thoughts in terms of just the way the game unfolded, where you guys were, again, chasing the lead all night long?
For me, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like our slow starts, and I feel like every game this year we had a slow start. We always ended up fighting our way back into the game, or it ends up being a dogfight. I feel like we were supposed to win that game, but things happen. We get another opportunity Saturday, back to the drawing board, and we just got to fix it. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know how often, and it's still early. I don't mean to say there's a sense of urgency, but when you look at the standings and you see how close it is, but you're below some teams maybe you think you're better than, how frustrating is that when you look at the standings?
Man, it's really frustrating because I genuinely believe we're the best team in the league, but we're gonna prove it, and it starts Saturday. Like, we're gonna pick this up because like we all said, like, it's getting old, and we're trying to win games, and we want to win the championship. So, yes, sir.
Jaden, your thoughts in terms of the breakdown of this game, not being able to pull this one out? How frustrating is that? Just your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, we keep coming back looking at the stat sheet. We're winning the second half, but we keep losing the first half. So I mean, it's just a theme. It's a test, another test that we gotta figure out. I mean, kind of like they said, we got another test coming Saturday. So we kind of have to look at the next game. I guess that's the beauty of basketball. That's the beauty of this league is, we don't really have time to dwell on it too much. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta fix our mistakes and come ready to play Saturday since we have a quick turnaround.
Yeah. What is the sort of message, not from coach so much, but just within the team about how to fight through this stuff and come out the other end with some wins?
Coach Scott always preaches about habits, and it's really habits. It's practice habits. It's not having drop-offs in practice. Saying the same consistent theme. Like in the game, not having that drop-off. Like we can't get down 15. We can't be down spotting teams. Down 8 in the first 10 minutes. Like, and it's coming to bite us every time. Bit us against Long Beach. Obviously it bit us in this game. It bit us in the games in the past. Even in, I feel like we trailed a little bit against Davis as well, and then eventually we took the lead. But we can't. It's hard to keep playing like that. Like we gotta have games where we're up and we're jumping on people, and they're the ones trying to catch us, and then we break away. So I just it's just, at any level it's hard to continue to play behind like that.
Hard to believe that Mahaney, who had 30 at their place, you held them to 2, and you're still sitting here not winning.
Yeah. Nah, all that credit goes to 12, man. Yeah, like he can really guard, man. So I mean, all that credit goes to him. But like at the end of the day, like obviously, he did a job. We just it's some little things, man. Scouting report stuff, little mistakes that we got to be better at. That's gonna cost us. It don't really do no favor if we do our job. 12 does a job on Aiden, but we let other guys kind of do what they supposed to do. It's kind of nullified. So. Yeah.
For each of you, and I'll start with you and then go down, and then you guys can jump in. UC San Diego, your thoughts?
Similar team, man. I remember them, going to get a lot of threes up. I know they have a little bit of a different coaching staff, but, still team, they're going to be in the gaps, shoot a lot of threes, kind of a lot of off-ball actions that, we got to be alert for. Some of the things that we got to continue to work on, but, we got to be alert for it, but we'll be ready to play.
Yeah. Mike, what's the sense of urgency for Saturday against San Diego?
Honestly, that's the key to the game, urgency, and I feel like that's been our problem. But like, we're gonna fix it. I keep preaching that, but eventually we will, because I think we're all determined to do one thing, and that's to win games. So, yeah.
And Kadar, same question for you, if you don't mind, about San Diego, just the sense of urgency this Saturday afternoon, not only to win and, move up in the standings a little bit, but also it's a home game again.
Mm-hmm.
To have an 0-2 week at home, that wouldn't feel good. Your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I just feel like we just need to play hard, and, execute, just fix the bad habits that we have, and I feel like it'll take care of itself.
What are you guys willing to do to get off to fast starts? You've been talking about getting off to slow starts. What are you guys willing to do to get off to fast starts for the rest of the league?
Willing to do. I'd probably say, just not being lax and not letting dudes get the shots that they want to get. So keying in on defense, that was a key factor that we talked about in the post game. Offense going to take care of itself, but I feel like getting stops and we'll be all right.
You guys dominated the paint, second chance, and fast breaks, and unfortunately came up with a loss. How frustrating is that while Santa Barbara was able to shoot well from three?
One of y'all want to take it?
It's really frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you kind of have the answer to the test. Why you losing, and you still come up with it. So we just gotta, like I was saying before, like we can't. There's 5 things. We can't. Knock down 3 of them, and then the other 2 is kind of just like, we'll be all right. Like no, like we need all 5. And I kind of think that's what we're facing. Like we're doing things well throughout the game. We're improving on certain things, but then there's still things. Like we keep facing that same test and we're not passing it. So we just, once we get to that point where I feel like when we're knocking down everything that we need to work on and fix, like, sky's the limit.
And I'll start with the guard down here if you don't mind grabbing that mic. Sweet. We highlighted the kind of slow start and talking about that. Do we feel that the second half effort was closer to the team that you guys want to be moving forward this season, or is there still work to be done there?
Yeah, most definitely. How we were playing in the second half with the urgency and the way we were guarding and attacking the basket, that's how we feel like we need to start. So we keyed in on urgency, and that's like the key factor that we've been talking about. So, yeah, I do feel like. Yeah.
And Mike, I'll come down here. Mike, what do you think the key difference in the second half was? Was there an adjustment in particular that led to that comeback at the end?
Honestly, it's just like our urgency to win the game. We've felt like we can win the game. We got out to a slow start that kind of like put us down a little bit, but halftime we talked about it and like we were ready to go. And honestly, like we just got to flip it around, and what time it'll happen. So yes, sir.
I'll come down to Jaden over here. Jaden, throughout that first half, was there one key area that you feel contributed to the slow start? What do you think the one kind of difference was, one area of the game that you guys kind of picked it up in?
Scout report mistakes, man. Like closing out on shooters, with urgency. Closing out, make them really feel the contest. Like it's. A lot of when we talk about all the time, teams that play like this, like teams that's gonna shoot a lot of threes, and they shot almost 30, like like if you're not there, it's a bucket, Like Coach Scott always talks about that, like it's they're just in the gym by themselves, pretty much, They're used to contest, used to, So we gotta, like what they've been saying is that urgent, flow, that urgent consistency, and it's gotta be urgent, like 45 minutes, not even 40, it gotta be 45 minutes. Like we gotta, even during halftime, all that, like. Can't be no drop-offs, because as you can see, anytime we allow that drop-off to happen, we're always, playing catch-up. So.
Thank you.
Sir.
Anybody else? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Right now, I'm joined by head coach Mike Scott. Coach, can you start us off with your thoughts on the game?
I'm pissed right now. Need to watch the film. I thought we had a pretty good game plan going into the game. Thought we didn't execute it early on. So got to definitely get better at that. But like I said, I'll watch the film. I'll kind of maybe feel a little different watching the second half kind of compared to the first half. So, but right now I wanted this one. Yeah.
So what frustrates you the most?
A lot of little stuff. I've been preaching to the guys about having some urgency about what we're trying to do and what we're trying to get accomplished. And a lot of times I think our guys, we're talented, so our talent takes care of us. Like I went into halftime and I told them like our talent took care of us in the first half, which was why I think we were only down 9 instead of being down like 19 or something like that. But it's something that we've been working on. It's something that we've been preaching. It's something that we're getting better at. I just got to continue to harp on those guys about it and do a better job of demanding it out of them. Mm-hmm.
When you look at, I would imagine this is a team that's just dying to take a big lead on somebody, because you guys have been chasing a lot.
Yeah.
Even the win at Davis, you were chasing. So what about that, in terms of, it's one thing to build character, it's another to say we're improving, but I also know you want to see results. So what about that?
That's the biggest frustration for me, right, is, you're watching a group of guys that have really took some time to look themselves in the mirror and try to fix some things about the way they go about trying to win a basketball game. And we've been strategically just kind of nitpicking at every little thing to try to get them to understand every possession, every play, every out of bounds play, everything matters. And it's one of the things that we got to continue to do a good job of teaching. But again, that's the frustrating part, is like you see some of the stuff getting better, like our execution on our press, our execution on some of our rotations. You see some of that stuff getting better throughout the game, and you want them to have more of a better result in the win, so then they can feel good about the work that they're putting in. So that's the frustrating part for me, besides the loss.
Obviously, the second half was better than the first, but the numbers also say they scored, if I got my math right, something like 53 points from 3 and the foul line. You guys scored like 17, and you still only lost by single digits. But that's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it?
Yeah, like for me, I talk to our guys about being tougher, going to the rim, about being aggressive and staying hungry when we get to the basket. Obviously you want to have every single foul called for you. Obviously you want to have every call, every play made, right? But it just don't work that way. And for me, for us to get to the paint as much as we do, and for our guys to not have the success that I think that they should have when they go into the paint, is a job for me to fix. It's something for me to kind of look at and make sure I'm understanding the difference between Jaden driving and another kid driving. So we'll get better at it. Like I said, I'll watch the film and kind of go over some of the things that we need to do better to try to get to the free throw line more, and to try to finish some layups more while we're at the basket, and hopefully those numbers are flipped for us.
Could you imagine, I know basketball's not a one-man game, but could you imagine walking off this court with Mahaney scoring 2 and you lose?
No. He cooked us last time. When I think he had 30 or something like that, but he was 7 for 7. It was an unbelievable night for him. So obviously we have been talking to our guys about it, and those guys took pride in trying to guard him tonight. I think we kind of let off the gas a little bit to start, which is something that I'm telling our guys, like, you got to have urgency. You can't allow people to have confidence, because somebody hit their first shot and they're a shooter, they're usually going to hit 2, 3, and 4, right? So you're trying to get them to understand you got to make them miss their first shot. You can't just hope that they miss their first shot. And again, it's something that we have to get better at, and we got to get better as a staff doing it as well, making sure that they understand it.
So I would imagine the urgency, if it hasn't already started, starts Saturday when San Diego comes to town. I imagine in your words, their coach might be a little pissed too. They lost.
Yeah.
What about San Diego coming in? They love to shoot the three, and you know, they look a lot like Santa Barbara in a lot of ways. What about that?
Yeah, you know, for me, I'm not as much like a 3-point, like it's kind of all or nothing with the 3-point line. I'm more about rebounding the basketball. And to my philosophy is more like guys are going to hit threes. That's the nature of basketball today. That's kind of where the game is going. You can't give guys ample opportunities. You can't give them multiple opportunities. So, like, you can't give a team that's shooting, 38% from three and they shooting 33s. You can't give them 40, right? Like, they can't get the offensive rebound and get stickbacks and get free throws while they shooting that percentage. That, to me, is my frustration. Because I tell our guys all the time, like when we do a good job rebounding the basketball, guys' numbers go down. They're just not going to shoot the ball like that. So that's one of the frustrating things for me. But as far as San Diego goes, excited to get to play them. Another opportunity for our guys, another opportunity to kind of fix a few things for us. And it's a really good basketball team coming in here. So I know both teams will be hungry. Both teams will be trying to go get a win. So looking forward to the challenge.
When you do get a team that's, I know your team's wounded, but when a wounded team comes in, they just lost on their home floor, and they're coming here. Just your sense of how important maybe that fast start is that you didn't get tonight.
Yeah, and also, like, I got to do a better job of helping us get to a fast start. We get excited about pressure. We get excited about picking up. We get excited about running and stuff like that. So I got to do a better job of getting us into some of that stuff early and kind of forcing our guys to kind of play with that sense of urgency and that sense of effort, maybe togetherness that we had at the end of the game that we usually have in the second half, going about it in the first half, so we can kind of jump out to that big lead. Mm-hmm.
Come right over here, Coach. Again, you guys did cut the lead down to 3 in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that effort was close to where you want this team to be, or do you feel it was just kind of like finally we broke through and kind of got back in this game despite everything in the first half?
Yeah, that's for me as a head coach. That's my style. That's what I want to do. I try to take advantage of mismatches offensively and do the same thing defensively. So that's the style of play that I want to play. We have to just do a better job of kind of getting into it, right, and kind of understanding it and being able to execute late down the stretch. So, you know, for me, just handling that early on in the game and kind of getting guys to where they're supposed to be. But that second half is what a Mike Scott team will look like. Mm-hmm.
And I know you said you don't put too much emphasis on the three-pointer, but when you hit just 2 today, only 12 attempts compared to their 10, and 28 attempts, do you feel that that's something that can at least be amped up a little more? Do you think it's kind of flow of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think for our guys, just staying confident shooting the basketball. Like, again, like I don't put too much emphasis on it. To me, I think we got to shoot them when we open and let it fly and shoot with confidence. But if we can get to the rim and make layups, and like I talk about it all the time. Like I want to say the average score in our league is like 80 or 82 or something like that, and I think we're averaging 75 or something like that. So I mean, I don't know if shooting 10 more threes helps us get five points or not. You know what I mean? Like, but I do know that we could get to the free throw line and guarantee ourselves 2 or 3 more buckets, right? And then we can make a couple more layups while we at the basket, while we at the bucket, and be a little bit stronger finishing and close that gap. So just as much as I would say shoot more to 3 is the same as I would say, make your layups and make your free throws that when you get the opportunity.
And if you could identify one key to the game on Saturday against San Diego, what would that be?
Togetherness. We've lost a few games, so we can't separate. Guys can't go off on their own. We have to stay together, stay the course, continue to follow the game plan, and continue to get better. At the end of the day, I preach to our guys, this is not the end-all, say-all. Obviously, we want to win every single game that we play, but I would I would want them to get better in every single game that we go through and every practice that we go through, so them guys can make some money later on and take care of their families. No problem.
Paint presence tonight, you outscored them by 16 and unfortunately came up with a loss. Can you tell me the positives for the paint tonight?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things for us has always been doing a good job of getting to the paint, period. It's one of the things that we kind of pride ourselves on, is being able to touch the paint. Obviously, you want to have a really good balance, and when you're going in there, who's going in there and who's going in there to finish. But that was a point of emphasis to us, is to make sure that we did a good job of getting down there and then trying to finish.
And then the game against San Diego on Saturday, you say every game's a must-win, but how crucial is this game with your back basically against the wall?
I mean, it's crucial. I mean, I thought tonight was crucial as well. For us, every game kind of gives us a bump up. So not only is it a home game, but it's also a conference game for us. So you want to try to go get as many as you possibly can. And I thought tonight we kind of let one slip away. I thought we had I thought we had a game plan, pretty good game plan of going in. So San Diego will be the same thing. It'll be a big sense of urgency to try to go and get the game and try to move up in the standings in the Big West.
Despite the loss tonight, what did your players show you, especially at the end of that second half when you cut the lead down to 3 and potentially had a shot to tie?
It's something that they've been showing glimpses of all year, that we've seen, that we've been trying to get them to play with all 40 minutes, right? It's we can go beat any team in this league. Our guys got to believe that, we have to believe that, and then we got to go out there and execute and dominate and focus and play and execute the game plan to go make that happen. We can't talk about it. We actually got to put some action behind it and go do it.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks.